Hello, this is Sally Battis of Sally Bead Jewelry, and I'm going to do a little demo on how to correct when you make a bracelet too long for yourself. Instead of having to completely start over, if you just need to shorten it by the length of your crimp, you can shorten it. It just takes a couple little steps. So as you can see with this particular bracelet, it just goes way far down, too far on my hand. I would much rather, if I was going to, clasp it, I'd rather have it clasp closer up here than down here. So what I'm going to do is, to start, you need a pair of round nose pliers, a pair of needle nose, some glue, scissors of course, and a small segment of your Ceylon and a new crimp. You can't reuse the crimp that's on there. I have tried. It might be okay if you're using it for yourself, but I certainly wouldn't want to sell something that you've made where you've reused a crimp. So what you'll do is you're going to take your cord and you're going to kind of weave it in between the beads that you want to remove. It will take a little bit, especially on these chunky bracelets. On a normal braid, it's a little easier. So you kind of get it in there, tie an overhand knot, and pull it tight so that basically a section above, and then you're just going to really pull it as tight as you can, and then tie the second knot. Try to get the knot to settle down where you did the first one, and give it a really good tug. You want that knot to be very, very tight, because you don't want your whole braid to come apart. So anyway, then what you do is you take your needle nose and you're going to try to put it inside the crimp and try to loosen it up. And sometimes it works better with the round nose, where you just kind of wiggle it in and then give it a squeeze. So basically what you're doing is you're opening that part that you squeezed, crimped before, and lifting that bar back up again, just so that you can remove it more easily. And then, like I said, you're going to take it and pull it off. So now you have your old crimp. Like I said, it's something where you might be able to reuse it, but they're not really that expensive. I'd rather just have you throw it away. So then basically what you're going to do is you're going to, because you've either glued or put something on the braid, is you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut off the section that's been glued, and then your beads should start falling off. And because you put that tie in where we did our knot, it's not going to unravel too far. Okay, so as you can see, I have some, and then here's where I tied the knot, and it's not going to unravel, because if you tied it securely enough, it should be fine. What you can do at this point, if you want, is you can kind of hold it, or if you have somebody else there, you can have them hold the ends, and then you can take your tie, because I could see that even this particular tie, it could have been tighter. So this is going to be a little tricky, but like I said, if you're going to take it apart anyway, because it's too long, give this method a try first, and you know, see if you can salvage it this way. So basically now what you're going to do is you do need glue for this, because these ends are not braided anymore and they're way too short for you to braid. Take your glue and you're going to just put some of the glue around your ends, put your cap back on, and then take the ends of the knot itself and kind of wrap it around the glue. That will kind of hold it in place and still have enough room for you to put the new crimp on. Now, of course, if you let go, it's going to unwind like I just did. But yeah, so just kind of wind it around, and then it's just a waiting game. You're going to wait until that glue dries and hardens. You might have to hold it for a little while, or put a piece of tape around it to hold it in place, or blow on it like I'm going to do right now. And if you can get it so that you know, you can let go and your beads aren't too loose, then you're in the ballpark of being able to put your crimp back on. I don't know how to actually pause my camera to you know, so that I can put this crimp back on here. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to cut the frayed ends off, and then I'm going to take my crimp and see if I can push it on there. Like I said, I would, if I was doing this outside of the camera, I would wait until it thoroughly dried, but just for the sake of being able to finish up this tutorial here, I'm going to try putting it on while the glue is still wet, which is a risky thing, but like I said, I'm just doing this as the tutorial. And then you will just recrimp, not recrimp, but crimp your new one. And then, like I said, wait for it to dry thoroughly before you touch it. You know, to cut off the excess braids that you tied around it. So that should, like I said, I took off, I don't know, 10 beads here, and it should make the bracelet the proper length. So give that a try. Like I said, if it doesn't work, you have to start from the beginning, but that's what you would have done anyway. You know, or you just would have sold it to somebody who had a larger wrist than you. So that's it. Give it, like I said, give it a try, and thanks for watching. Bye.